The path of the immortal ends in the evening of each day. You have to spend again at least 15 minutes to reaffirm your transformation and to repair the damage your mental armor has suffered during the day. How beautiful it would be if everyone, on completing his day, would ask himself about the quality of his thought during those hours. In addition, in the evening meditation, you will give an account to yourself. Did you succeed in asserting yourself as a spiritual being throughout the day? The wise one will realize what a responsibility he bears for the use of the treasure of the free will. It is as if a purse full of gold were given him. It can be spent at his discretion, but an account would have to be rendered. Of course, you made many mistakes. You have crashed again and again. That is no problem, provided you learn from these mistakes. The next morning you will continue your path. You will then strive to do better than the day before. That means not to repeat these mistakes at this new opportunity that is given to you. We await those who pronounce the new day a desired one, who regard the best past day worse than each new one. Each new day offers new possibilities for approaching the limitless growth. At your birth, you descended down to the material level. At your death, you will return to the supermundane world. Man tends to forget that he comes from above and belongs to the world up there. It is therefore useful that you reflect this eternal healthy rhythm of descent and ascent each and every day. Why wait dozens of years, namely until your death, until you visit your homeland again? The path of the immortal is being continued in the material world during the day. When you were capable of becoming a spiritual being in the morning meditation, it is also possible for you to keep this position in the course of everyday earthly life. Thus, the second part of the exercise transformation runs: you need to preserve throughout the day the sublime state of your consciousness created in the morning, and defend it in the midst of everyday life against all attacks, temptations, and deep-rooted habits. No one and nothing must be able to knock you down from the height you have climbed in the morning. Something more is vital. Consciousness is only an inner state. It must be reflected in an outward attitude towards the worldly circumstances. Therefore, your transformation into an immortal is complete only when you actually appear on the material level as a non-material being, showing in every situation of everyday earthly life the attributes of a spiritual being, namely fearlessness, freedom, purity, vitality, joy of being, and selflessness. In the morning meditation, you place your eternal individuality in a sublime state. According to this image, you have to shape the being that will later appear in the earthly world. You create an ideal, and this you have to transform into tangible material reality. You must not allow any gap to arise between your spiritual being on the one hand and its material expression on the other hand. Both are, you are, a unity that cannot be divided into high on the spiritual level and low on the material plane. Your being, consisting of both body and spirit, stands in its entirety, either high or low, at any given moment. Now let us see how this second part of our exercise can be successfully carried out. In everyday life, the first step of the exercise transformation goes like this. You must learn, wherever you are and whatever happens, to keep your consciousness within your eternal individuality. You, your true higher self, always stand behind and above your physical body, as well as above every situation. From this higher point of view, you observe with the eyes of your soul, calmly and uninvolved, what is going on around you. You are not affected by what is happening. All this does not concern the spiritual part of your being at all. From up there, you look down, not only at the circumstances, but also at you yourself. What does your lower being think? What does it feel? We had already said, you must identify neither with your body, nor with the feelings, instincts, and thoughts of your perishable personality. You learn to stand in spirit above all those turning to you. The next step of the exercise transformation runs. Your eternal individuality should not just watch what is going on around it. It is also to direct its vehicles, the four mortal bodies: physical body, body of feelings, body of instincts, and body of thoughts. Your true higher self determines what your lower self thinks and feels, and how it acts in the material world. The rider must govern the donkey. If the donkey takes over command, both spoil their mission. Therefore, you have to work on mastering your thoughts and feelings, for it is not the external circumstances, but your own thoughts and feelings that either keep you in a sublime state of consciousness and a corresponding attitude in the world, or cause you to sink to a lower level. We shall discuss in one of the following broadcastings in more detail how this exercise quadriga looks like. As an immortal, you are a king of the spirit among mites. a spiritual being among material creatures, one of the first representatives of the new step of evolution, of the humanity of the future, of the new race among the old men. You are like a biped among quadrupeds, or an eagle among chicken. You are a spiritual being. Your homeland are the supermundane spheres. You are only briefly and temporarily visiting the material level. This world is foreign to you. You do not feel at home here any more than a German, American, or Russian soldier in Afghanistan. You feel like Jesus.
My kingdom is not from hence.
You, your true, eternal individuality as a non-material being, are a stranger on this material world, a guest from a distant star, an extraterrestrial creature, an alien.
It would be correct to think of our co-workers not as dwellers of Earth, but rather as guests filled with memories of better worlds. Indeed, earthly life is not easy for them. They are filled with the spirit of service to humanity, but this concept is little understood on Earth. These toilers cannot find a common language with coarser earthly people.
As an immortal, you stand one level higher than the normal inhabitants of the planet you are visiting. It is as if you are moving among children, whom you must treat with love and severity, but always from a superior position. Those who have risen must help their fellow men to uplift themselves as well.
Here, on this painting, you find yourself, your true self, depicted. A being from a purer sphere leaves its height, crosses the border between the worlds, and descends into the chaos of the earthly events, where it is already eagerly awaited. You help when you are being called, and where it is possible. However, you remain unaffected by the worldly affairs. At the latest in the evening, you return to your homeland, where you can live in peace and quietness, far above the madness down here.
You come from a better world, from heaven, from a paradise in which the cosmic laws, principles such as truth, justice, beauty, and love actually apply. The exercise transformation is continued as follows. You take a corresponding attitude and actually do appear on the material level as a stranger, as a spiritual being from a higher world. You act as a representative of the hierarchy, as an ambassador of the king of a distant country called Shambhala. May the people who you meet experience the same that Knecht experienced in Hermann Hesse's glass speed game when he first met the music master.
He had experienced the process of vocation, which may well be called a sacrament. The ideal world, which until then had been known to the young mind only partly by hearsay, partly by ardent dreams, became visible and opened itself invitingly. This world existed not somewhere in the distance, in the past, or in the future. No, it was here, and it was active. It radiated. It sent messengers, apostles, envoys, men like this old magister, And from this world, through one of these venerable messengers, a reminder and a call were sent to him, the little classical scholar. When you leave your heavenly home and enter an earthly room, this should be as if the spiritual world breaks into the material sphere. May the people who you meet feel, in your presence, heaven is open and the higher powers are near.
You are not an angel yet, but like an angel, you have a mission to fulfill, as we said in the beginning. You are to help the inhabitants of this planet to build a new step of evolution. You are to elevate the world in which you have been sent and bring it closer to the conditions in the higher world, in the homeland from whence you came. You are called upon to contribute your part to building the kingdom of God on earth. This is done by enforcing down here the principles of truth, justice, beauty, and love that reign in heaven.
It was said in antiquity, all people are angels. Verily, people are messengers of the far-off worlds. Hence, great is their responsibility. They carry out little of that what is entrusted to them, and are not even distressed at losing the treasure. Only a few individuals may sorrow that they have forgotten something they have heard. Let people not forget that they are messengers and a bond with the distant worlds. Such a consciousness beautifies everyday life.